my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. And today I am so delighted to finally be able to show you this. This is a blanket done in the Bavarian style of stitching. And believe it or not, I know it looks really complex. That's mostly the yarn's doing. But actually it's only a 2-round repeat, which we need more of those, right? So easy once you get the hang of it. All you really need to be able to do is a back post treble crochet. And don't you fret, I'm going to show you how to do that. And so now, granted, this looks really complicated, but the yarn that I used created all of these beautiful color change effects. And I used... This was Lion Brand Ice Cream in Moon Mist, I believe is the colorway. No, I'm not sponsored, but I like to tell you what it is that I'm using. And I love how the color changes happen with this yarn. Now, what you can do is for something more ordered, you can change your color of yarn after every 2 rounds. However, you end up with a lot of ends to sew in, and that, of course, is the bane of our existence. So, I like variegated yarns or a yarn with a long color change. This would be awesome if you were using Caron Cakes or Bernat Pop or something of that sort. Mandala would be awesome. So just giving you ideas. And for this example, I'm going to be using, again, the ice cream. This is Blueberry, I believe, and I'm going to be using a size G crochet hook. Made this handle, and I mentioned it in a previous video. I might show you how to create one of these handles yourself. I find them very helpful when using a smaller gauge hook. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, so what you're going to start with, of course, is a slip knot and a chaining of 22 stitches, and this is to create a rectangular shape. There are other patterns to create triangles and squares and so forth, but the rectangle seems to be a rather popular sort of shape, so we're going to start with that. So after chaining 22 stitches into the second chain from the hook, this one right here, we're going to do a single crochet. So that is, we're going to not go under just that top loop, but we're going to go underneath both loops, which can be a little bit tricky at first, but it looks better in the long run in this particular stitch. So going underneath both, do a single crochet. Okay, now skipping the next 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're going to go into the 5th chain with our first treble crochet. Okay, going in underneath both loops again of that chain, and it's always a little fiddly at first, but after a while, we will be flying right along. So that's our first treble, and we need 3 more. Always yarning over twice. Like so, and then 1 more. All right, so that is half of our small shell. Then we chain 1, and into that same chain, we do 4 more. That's 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. All right. So that is our first small shell completed. And then we are going to need to skip the next 4 chains going into the 5th. Now, if you can see, this chain got a little smooshed because this one had to grow. So be sure to count properly because it's very easy to miscount. Trust me, I know. So skipping the first 4 chains, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, going into the 5th again with a single crochet stitch. So we get another single, and that's going to anchor down what we've just done. And then we're going to skip 4 chains again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And into the 5th chain, we're going to do the exact same thing with a small shell. So into that 5th chain, we're going to do 4 more doubles, chain 1, 4 more doubles. All right. So again, going underneath both loops of the chain, like so. Through, through, through. Through, through, through. And 1 more to go. All right. Then chain 1, and into that same chain 4 more. That's 1. Always be sure to yarn over twice when you're doing your trebles. Usually I'm much more of a double crochet kind of guy, but this works out beautifully. Alrighty, and then we need to anchor this one down. So again, we need to skip 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, and 4, going into the very last chain with a single crochet underneath both loops. Okay, and that is the first half of round 1, and it'll make more sense as we go on, trust me. Be right back. Alrighty, so we finished the first half of round 1. Now we need to double back, and we're working on the opposite side now, okay? So now what we're going to do is see where that light little bit of yarn there is? We're going to work into that stitch, just as we did before when we did the first small shell. So we're going to create a small shell inside of that same space. So we ended here. Basically, we're just turning the work like so. And also be sure that you're not working with your tail of yarn. That can be very problematic in the long run. All right, so again, yarning over twice, going into this loop right here that caught all of our loops before. All right, and 4 trebles, so that's 1. And 2. Three, and 4, chain 1, and into that same stitch right there that we just worked into, we're going to do 4 more. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and now what you're going to need to do is to do a single crochet in the middle again. This time it's the bottom side. So you see where those 2 loops are and that little white bit right there? We're going right into there. You see? Right into that stitch with a single crochet like so. And we're going to do another small shell into the center of this small shell. So going right in with 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and then 4 more trebles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then you're going to join to the first single crochet that we did. Right there. See, right there. That's where we're going to join. And I'm going to join with a slip stitch, like so. And that is the completion of round 1. Absolutely lovely. Now, you may be worried about the looseness. Overall, I think it gets lost in the pattern as you keep going. However, you could pay close and special attention to the tightness of your stitches. Personally, I really don't think it's a matter of getting into a sweat over. It's quite all right. I think it looks lovely regardless. Alrighty, and we will continue on to round 2. Alrighty, round number 2. Now, what you can do at this point, because we have full motifs going on here, so to speak, you could change your yarn at this point if you want to have, if you want to change your yarns. Now, what you would do is after joining round 1, you would cut your yarn and you would eventually work in your end. And then what you would do is into this single crochet from the last round that we did a slip stitch into, you would pull up your yarn and you would start your new color. I, however, find that it's easier to just use your same yarn. Makes it a lot easier, okay? And I'll go into that a bit more later as well. All right, so now for round 2, what we're going to do is we're going to start actually by doing a single crochet into that first single crochet. Now I ended on a slip stitch, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1 and do a single crochet into that single crochet to raise it up a little bit, like so. And now I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're now going to work on back post treble crochets. Now I know it sounds daunting, but we can do this. I know we can. So into these 4 trebles, we're going to do 4 treble back post. Okay, so again, starting by yarning over twice, just as a normal treble crochet, but instead of going into the stitch as you would normally, we're going to go around the post. Now, be sure that you're not working around this initial chain here. You know, ignore these from here on in. All right, so you've got your 4 here, and we're going to go over the first one, well, under technically. All right, so basically going in from the back because it's a back post. Okay, through the back, and you're catching the bar. If you turn the work, it makes it a little bit easier to see. And so we're doing a treble crochet around the bar, the post. And we're not finishing it though, because we need to do them together. So let me do that again so it's a little bit clearer. I chained 5, and we're going to go through the back after we yarn over twice, of course. We're going to go through the back of the work, catch the post, and we're going to pull through once and twice, but not the third time because we don't want to finish the stitch. And I'll show you why in a bit. So we're going to do another back post treble. So yarning over twice, going through the back, catch the post, like so, through 2, through 2. So you should have 3 loops on your hook, yarning over twice, going into the next, catching the bar of the post there, like so, through 2, through 2. You should have 4 loops on your hook now. Yarning over twice, and the 4th one. So catching the bar, through 2, through 2. So you should have a total of 5 loops on your hook. Now you pull through all 5. Ta-da! And that's what creates this really beautiful ridge by doing the back post. Okay, so now we're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into this chain 1 space, do a single crochet. Like so. Okay, and now instead of doing these 4 together, we're going to do these 8 together. Again, being careful to ignore this chain here and this chain here. We're basically concentrating on these 4 and on these 4. Okay, so again, chaining up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do these 4 to begin with. So that's yarning over twice, going in through the back, through 2, through 2. So that's the first one. yarn over twice, through the back, catching the bar, through 2, through 2, yarn over twice, through the back, catching the bar, through 2 and 2, yarn over twice, and here's the last one right here, through the back, catch it, through 2 and 2. All right, so at this point you should have a total of 5 loops on your hook. Now we need to go to the other half. Now I know this seems a little daunting because you're going to have so many loops on your hook, but trust me, it will work if you're just patient and remember to breathe. It's highly underrated. So, yarning over twice, and we're going to do these 4 now. So, going in through the back, catch the bar, through 2, and through 2. You see how I caught it from the back there? Yarn over twice, through the back, catch the bar, pull through 2 and through 2, yarn over twice, going into the next one, through the back, catch that bar, pull up, through 2 and 2, yarn over twice, and we've got this last one right here, through the back, catch the bar, pull through 2 and through 2. Now at this point you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops on your hook, and now we are going to pull through all 9. So it helps if you do a couple at a time, and also be sure to catch all of the plies of your yarn. All right, and now to finish off this grouping, we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into this chain 1 space, another single crochet. Ta-da! And I know it may seem tricky, but with practice, you'll get it. Trust me, it does require practice. I know it's not easy, and this particular stitch I would totally not recommend with a particularly foofy yarn because it'll be very tricky to especially pull through all of those 9 loops. Okay, so we're going to continue on in the same fashion. I'm going to do this entire round and then the next one, and probably another repeat for you because I really want to make sure that you get it. Okay, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we're still on the second round, and we just did all of these together, so now we need to create our corner points, which are going to be here and here, in the same fashion that we did this first one. So these are easy in comparison because it's a matter of chaining up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to do these 4 together with the back post trebles. So again, going in from the back, grabbing the post, through 2 and through 2, but not finishing, yarning over twice, through the back of the next one, grab that bar, through 2 and through 2, yarning over twice, through the back, grab that yarn. Okay, pull through 2 and through 2, yarn over twice, and the 4th right here, through the back, grab that bar, through 2, through 2, and then pull through all 5 loops. It's a lot easier than the last one, right? Well, you'll get it. Right, and then we chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then into this single crochet stitch, right in the middle, into that single crochet stitch, we're going to do a single crochet stitch right into there. Okay, and then we have a finished corner right there. And so we're going to continue on and create the same corner right here. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so we're going to do 1 in each of these 4. So going in through the back, through 2, through 2, yarning over twice, through the back, through 2, through 2, yarning over twice, through the back, through 2, and through 2, yarn over twice, through the back, grab that bar, through 2, and through 2. Then you pull through all 5 loops on your hook, chain 5, and then into that chain 1 space, a single crochet stitch. All right, so we have our 2 corners, like so. All right. And continuing right along, we're going to have to do these 2 sections of 4 together. So chaining up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Underneath this first one here, through 2 and 2, underneath the next one, through 2 and 2, yarning over twice, underneath the next one, through 2 and 2, yarn over twice, through the 4th here. Again, be sure that you don't interfere with that middle one. Through 2 and 2. So you should have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over twice. We're going to go into the next section of 4. So underneath, grab that bar, through 2, through 2, yarn over twice, always yarning over twice, underneath, grab that bar, through 2 and 2, yarn over twice, underneath that next one, through 2 and through 2, yarn over twice, and the fourth. Grab that bar. Through 2 and 2, and then we have to pull through all 9 loops on the hook. It's best to go slow, because if you try to rush it, you might not catch all of your plies. Also, it pays to go slow, because otherwise you might end up having to redo all of these stitches, which can be rather annoying. Believe you me, I've done it dozens of times. Okay, so now we need to close this up by chaining up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into this next chain 1 space, we do a single crochet, like so. And then, last but not least, we need to finish this corner that would go right here. So that is going to be, again, chaining up 5 and going underneath these 4 here. Okay. Underneath the next one. Through 2 and through 2. Yarning over twice, underneath the next one, through 2 and 2, yarn over twice, and through the 4th one, through 2, through 2, pull through all 5 loops, and then chain 5 once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into that single crochet right there, do a slip stitch. Ta-da! And that is, my dears, the end of round 2. Now, when you're working, you could quite conceivably have this round be your edge, okay, because it's a bit flatter. However, I find, personally, if you look at the example that I'm currently working on, I like the look of these sort of bubbles, if you will, on the edges. This is just a matter of personal preference. I think you could go either way with it. You know, you could have a flat edge, or you could have a nice sort of bubbly edge, you know, whichever you like. At any rate, that is the end of round 2, but we're going to keep going right along, and I'll be right back to show you some more. Alrighty. Alrighty, onwards to round 3, and I have a feeling you're going to like the odd-numbered rounds a lot more than the even ones, because these are so much easier, believe you me. Alright, so we're going to start by doing what is called a large shell into this stitch right here, right into here, okay, where all of the other stitches are gathered. Not into here, but into the one just behind, okay? Looks a lot neater. So we're going to do our treble crochets again. So again, going into this stitch right here with 4 treble crochets. So that's 1, like so. And then into that same stitch, we've got 2. Always yarning over twice into the same stitch. And yes, it is going to get a bit crowded, but it will work. Just be patient. 3. and going in, 4. All right, so we've got 4 trebles right there, and then chain 1, and then 4 more. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're almost there. See, we need 4 groupings of 4. So we need to do another grouping of 4 because we've got 1, 2, and 3. So we need 1 more. So it's chain 1. And then into that same stitch, we can do it. Another grouping of 4. So into there again. Be sure that you're going into the right place. So it's 1. 2, 3, and 4. So as you can see, we have our initial grouping of 4, separated, of course, by our chaining. Okay, so we've got another one, and another one, and another one. So we've got 4 groupings in total. We just did 3 to make our large shell. And now into the single crochet, right into here, we do another single crochet stitch. And that anchors it down. Ta-da! All right, so now along here, we're going to do another small shell, just as we did in the beginning, down in here. So, getting ready for some more trebles. And again, we're going to be going into this space here where all of them are gathered together. So we're going in for 4 trebles. So that's 1, 2. You know, be sure to ignore this chain here. Okay. 3, and 4. Chain 1, 4 more trebles into that same spot right down there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And into this single crochet, right into that little space right there. Right there. Another single crochet. Like so, anchors it in. And then onto this corner, we need to do another large shell. So, going into that little stitch space right there, right in here. See, right into there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my first grouping of 4. Chain 1, another grouping of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more group, chain 1, and then we do 4 more, so it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then into the center, right into here, we need to do another single crochet stitch. All right, so that is half of round 3 completed, and going to do the next half of round 3, and I think it's really coming along nicely, don't you? All right, so we'll continue right along. All right, so for the second half of round 3, again, being sure to go into that little space right there where all of our stitches have come together. So going in to that space right there, 4 trebles. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1. We need another grouping of 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got 3 groupings, so we need one more grouping. So we chain 1 again, and another 4 more into that same space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then to anchor it down into the single crochet stitch right here, we do a single crochet stitch. Alrighty, like so. And then we need to do another small shell right here. We just did a big shell, large shell right in the corner, but we need to do a small shell right here. So into this center right here, 4 trebles, and 2, 3, and 4, chain 1, 4 more into that same space, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and then we need to anchor it again by doing a single crochet into that single crochet. And now last but not least, we need another large shell into the corner, going into that space right there. Okay, so going right in, one, two, three, whoops, see, I lost it. It happens. 4. All right, so we've got our first grouping. We need 2 more groupings for a total of 4. So I need to chain 1, another grouping of 4 into that same space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. One more grouping because we've got 3. We need 1 more. Chain 1, and then going into that same space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and then we need to connect down into here. So again, going to go right in. Could be a little bit tight, but we shall persevere. Haha, got it. See, going in right into where we have our stitch there. Going in, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. Okay. All right, and that is the end of round 3. And basically, it is, as I've said, a 2-round repeat. And so you just keep on going in this exact same fashion for as big as you wish your project to be. But I'm going to do another 2 more rounds, I figure, because I like to be thorough. And also to keep in mind that if you are changing colors, you would snip off this yarn, you would pull out this loop, and you would work in your yarn, and you would begin afresh. However, I am not going to do that. I like to march to the beat of my own bongos, so to speak. So I'm going to continue using the same thread, and I'm going to show you how. Now, if you wanted to keep the same color, what you could do would be to keep the same color, and you would chain up 1 and do a single crochet into that same stitch, which, yes, it can be a little bit tight, but do a single crochet into that same stitch, and you could continue on. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to start your next round in this space here as opposed to starting it here. And I'm going to go into some more detail about that. So bear with me and I'll be right back. All right, onwards to round 4. Now where I left off, I was right and wrong simultaneously. Now, what you can do, if you are going to change colors, pardon me for having to correct myself, after doing your chain 1 and your single crochet into this stitch, that is how you would do it if you're using one continuous strand. If, however, if you are changing your colors of yarn, you would just do the slip stitch and, into this little spot here where we left off, you would cut your yarn, pull it out, and that would be the end of that for that color. And if you were changing your color of yarn, you would start in this corner right here, okay? Because you need to do your corner piece using these 4, okay? However, since I'm keeping the same color of yarn, we're not going to end off here and then start our new color of yarn here. No, what we're going to do is, after finishing up round 3 by chaining up 1 and doing a single crochet right there, what we're going to do is we have to work our way up to this corner. So I've come up with a way that you can do that without having to cut and change your yarn. What we're going to do is we're just going to slip stitch, doing a back post slip stitch. I know this sounds odd, but it works. So going to go in from the back, and we're going to catch just the first bar, pardon my focus there. So we're going to go in from the back, and we're going to catch that first bar, and we're just going to do a slip stitch, like so. And then into the next bar, another slip stitch. And you want to do this a little bit loosely, okay? And into the next bar, another slip stitch, and the 4th bar, a slip stitch. And I'm catching my yarn, aren't I? Yes. Underneath the 4th bar, just a slip stitch. And then into the chain 1 space, do your last slip stitch. Okay, that way you don't have to necessarily cut your yarn here and then start in the corner. You could just keep going. And yes, you can see the color that we slip stitched along, but it's really not that detrimental, I don't find. And I'll show you on this piece here exactly how it looks, when it's in the bigger scope of things. Okay, if I can find it. No, not that one. Where is it? Ah, you see? Okay, see right here, you can see where I did my slip stitching because you've got multiple colors going on there. See, what I would do at this point is I would do my slip stitching up to this corner, just as I did my slip stitching with my yarn going up, so that I could do these sort of dark blue ones, And let me see if I can find another good example. So you can see the blue and the white. And underneath here, you can see the white and the dark blue. It's really not that noticeable unless if you are specifically looking for it. But again, I just wish to be thorough that it is a way that you can actually do this, okay, without having to keep cutting your yarn after every 2 rounds and having all those ends to sew in, which I know it can be a bit of a pain, but if you're using a color changing yarn, it's really not that bad. So, moving right along, we are going to continue on with round 4. So, we're going to do our back post treble crochet decreases, starting with the corner. So, to begin with, we're going to chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to go in from the back through 2, through 2, yarning over twice, through the back, grab that bar, pull through 2, pull through 2, through the back, pull through 2 and 2, and through the back. Pull through 2 and 2, and then you pull through all 5 loops on the hook, like so. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then into the chain 1 space, a single crochet stitch. All right. Just as we did for this corner piece before. Actually it's easier to see this one. Okay, and so that's what we're going to do now is we're going to continue and mosey along this stretch, this time because we have 2 valleys, so to speak, here and here. We need to do these 2 groups of 4, then we need to do these 2 groups of 4. All right. So chaining up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab the first one, through 2, through 2, grabbing the next one, through 2 and through 2, and the next one, through 2, through 2, and the 4th. Through 2 and through 2. So we should have, at this point, 5 loops on our hook. So we need to grab the 4 on this side. So yarning over twice as usual, going in through the back, grabbing that bar, through 2, through 2, yarn over twice, through the back, grabbing the bar, through 2, through 2, through the back, grabbing the bar, through 2, through 2, and one more, through 2, and through 2. And then we pull through all 9 loops. Be sure to go carefully and slowly at first. It pays in the long run. And then we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then into the chain 1 space, a single crochet. All right, we are most certainly getting there. It's really not bad once you get the hang of it, but it is such a beautiful piece, don't you think? All right, we're going to keep going. All right, so we just did our double decrease on this side, so we need to do another one for this valley. So chaining up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go around these 4 here, one by one. So through 2, through 2, through 2 and 2, underneath, grab that bar, through 2, through 2, and the last one right here, through 2, through 2. So we've got 4 done. We need to get the other 4. So onto this side, we have to grab these 4. Again, being careful not to interfere with this chain here. So going underneath, grab that bar, through 2, through 2, underneath, through 2 and 2, underneath, through 2 and 2, and one more, through 2 and through 2, and then we have to go through all 9 loops on the hook. There we go. Chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and then into this chain 1 space, another single crochet. All right, now we need to do the corner piece. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need to decrease these 4 together, so going in through the back, through 2 and 2, underneath, grab that bar, through 2 and 2, underneath, grabbing the bar, whoop, underneath, grabbing that bar, through 2 and 2, and underneath on the 4th, through 2, through 2, pull through all 5 loops on the hook, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the chain 1 space, single crochet, okay, and now we have another valley. So chain up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so we need to grab these 4 and these 4 and cinch them all together essentially. So going underneath, grab that bar, through 2 and 2, underneath, through 2 and 2, and the next one, through 2 and 2, and the 4th, through 2 and through 2. Okay, now we need to get the second set of 4. So going underneath, grabbing that one, through 2 and 2. Now, always being careful not to grab this chain Can't stress that enough. Okay. Go into the third one. Okay, and then the fourth. Through two, and then pull through all 9 loops on the hook. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a single crochet into the chain 1 space. Okay, and then we need to continue on. So we need to do a corner right here, just as we did right here. So chain up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, underneath, grab the first one, through 2 and 2, through the second one, through 2 and 2, through the third one, through 2 and 2, and through the last one, through 2 and 2. And then we pull through all 5, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet into the chain 1 space right here. All right, so we're almost to the end of round 4. Now I know this seems like quite a lot of work for just getting up to the 4th round, but like I keep saying, I want to be thorough for you guys. All right, so I'm going to be right back and we'll finish up round 4 and then I will show you round 5. And then by that point, I really hope that you guys have got it. Okay, so I'll be right back and we'll continue on. All right, so right now, continuing on with round 4, we have these 2 valleys here, and we're going to fill them in just like we did down here and here. So, to do that, I'm going to start by chaining up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to grab these first 4 here. Grabbing that first one, through 2 and 2. Grab the second one, through 2 and 2. Grab the third one, there we are, and grab the fourth one, all right, so you should have 5 loops. So now going on to the second 4 right here, going in from underneath, grabbing 2 and 2, going into the second one, through 2 and 2, going into the third, through 2 and 2, and the fourth one, through 2 and 2. So then, pulling through all 9 loops, like so, chain 5, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, and we have ourselves another valley. So chaining up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, grabbing that first bar, grab the second one, and then the third, and then the fourth. Alrighty. Okay, and then we have to grab the second 4. So going in from underneath. There we go. And then the second one. And then the third. And then the fourth and last one. All right, pulling through all 9 loops, chain 5, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Okay, and we need to do 2 more. We need to do a corner space and another valley space. So chain up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need to grab that first one, grab the second one, and then the third, and the fourth. Okay, pull through all 5, chain 5, 3, 4, 5, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Okay, and 1 more valley to go. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab that first of the 4. And then the second one. And then the third. And the fourth. Okay, and then we have to grab these last 4. Now, as you can see, our light colored yarn is where we did our slip stitching. Okay, no biggie. You know, it can be a little bit tricky, you know, a little bit daunting, but I know you guys can do it. So again, going to be going in underneath. Okay, and we're just going to be grabbing the bar just as we have been. See where we have our slip stitches, the light color? We're just going to be going underneath, you know, this being underneath, that being up top. So in this sense, since it's flipped, you know, we're just going to be going up top, okay? I know that sounds weird, but see, grabbing through 2 and 2. And so if I turn the work, you can see the light blue and then the white. The white is where I just worked, okay? So again, going in from underneath, grabbing the second one, like so. Through 2 and 2. So that's 2. And now it also might help if you just turn your work all together and you just work from the back instead of trying to also see it from the front. Anything to try to make it easier for you. That is my aim. Okay? And then grabbing another one. It's the exact same process, it's just from a different angle. Okay. And so you can sort of scooch these up a little bit. So you can see the light blue and then the white underneath. The white underneath is what we just did. So, just as we have been doing, we need to pull through all 9 loops, like so. Then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then, last but not least, into this single crochet stitch. It can be a little bit tricky, but I am determined. So if it doesn't behave, better look out. There we go. See, right into that stitch. Okay. Going to do a slip stitch. All right. And that, my dears, after all that, that is the end of round 4. Now let me lay it out for you so you can see it a little bit better. Just pop out my corners a little bit. Okay. So that is the end of the 4th round. So I'm going to do one more for you, and that I hope will suffice. Alrighty. And also, as I was saying before, now right here is where we did our slip stitches. Compared to the rest of the piece, you really don't notice it that much. So I find it is a really great time saver. Alrighty, so we'll keep on going. Alrighty, onwards to round 5. So again, we need to do a large shell, so we need to work into this little stitch right there. So again, doing our treble crochets, going into that stitch space, well, not the space, but into the stitch where all of them are snug and nice, right into there. Gonna do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we now have 2 groupings. We need 2 more groupings. So we chain 1, another grouping of 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and oops, I think I messed that one up. I'm sorry. There we go. All right, and we need 1 more grouping. So chain 1 into that same space. That's 1. 2, and 3, and 4. All right, and then into this single crochet, we do another single crochet. Okay, and then into this stitch space here, we do another small shell because we did our large shell in the corner. So into here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, chain 1, 4 more into that same space, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. All right, then single crochet into the next single crochet, and then another small shell. And I'm going a little bit quicker because this is really the exact same thing that we've been doing before, but as I say, I like to be thorough. And 2, and 3, and 4, chain 1, another grouping of 4 into that same space, 1, I keep calling it a space, it's a stitch, and 2, and 3, and 4. All right, and then into the next single crochet, another single crochet. So now we've reached the corner, so we need to do another large shell. So into this stitch right here, 4 trebles, 1, and 2, three, 4, chain 1, because we've got 2 groupings, we need 2 more groupings. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very good. Chain 1 and 1 more grouping. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and then into this single crochet, another single crochet stitch. All right, and then we need on this side, right into here, another small shell. So it's going to be 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, 4 more trebles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, single crochet into the next single crochet. Right, and then we'll do another large shell right into that space right there of that stitch. It's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so we've got 2 groupings. We need another 2 more. So after chaining 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 more grouping to go. Chain 1, okay, ooh, a little tight there. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. All right, into the next single crochet, we do another single crochet, and we're about halfway through this round, and I will finish up, and I hope that you guys are getting it. I really do hope so. Alrighty, and we'll continue right along. Alrighty, so moving right along into the middle of this one right there, we need 4 trebles. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Chain 1 into that same stitch. 4 more. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. All right, and then a single crochet into the single crochet stitch. Okay, another small shell right into here. 1, and 2, three, and 4. Chain 1, another grouping of 4. 1, and 2, 3, and oops, hello. 4. All right, then a single crochet into the single crochet right there. Okay, and then we need another large shell and then another small shell. So for the large shell, we need 3 more groupings because we've got 1, we need a total of 4. So going right in, right so. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we need 2 more groupings. So we need to chain 1, 1, 2, 3, and I'm tangled up on my row counter. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so I just need 1 more grouping for this large shell here. So I need to chain 1. It's 1. And 2. 3. And 4. Great. Okay, then a single crochet into the single crochet right here. Okay, and then last but not least, we need another small shell. So going into that stitch right there. It's 1. 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, then a single crochet into here. Now, yes, I know it can be a bit tight, but persistence pays off. And slip stitch. All right, and that is the end of round 5. Now, again, if you were to change colors, you would do so now. You would end this yarn here, you would pull out the loop, you would sew in the ends later, and you would start your next round, round 6, right up here, with your new color, or you would slip stitch, which actually, just for good measure, I'm going to show you again how to do right now. So after chaining 1 and doing a single crochet right in there, you would then go in through the back and slip stitch your way across. For these 4 posts. Like so. And then of course you would slip stitch into that chain 1 space, and then you would start round 6 by chaining up and doing your front post treble crochet decreases in these 4, and then you would decrease in this valley, and then decrease in this valley, and decrease in this valley, and so on and so forth. And I really, really do hope that you have found this tutorial helpful and that you've enjoyed it as much as I have, because you know I have. And so, giving you a good overview as to what we have accomplished today, that is really quite pretty. And also, like I had said before, there are ways of doing a square format as well as a triangular format. If you're interested, please let me know down in the comments section down below. Also, of course, if you have any questions, comments, what have you, I love hearing from you guys. You guys are awesome. And also, if you like the video, please hit the little thumbs up button. I really do appreciate your support. It means ever so much to me, as always. And also, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so, because I try to post videos as often as I can, and that way you'll be in the know. So listen, until next time, I really want you all to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.